What if you could live the rest of your life with the absolute certainty that every step you take is moving you toward victory? Most people are held back by a single paralyzing fear, the fear of losing. But what if you could erase that fear, not by guaranteeing outcomes, but by shifting your entire identity? This isn't about positive thinking. It's about a fundamental rewiring of your being, a psychological operation where you adopt the mindset of someone for whom failure is not an option, only feedback. And in the next few minutes, you will learn the exact mental framework to make this your permanent reality. Number 1, begin before you feel prepared. The pursuit of perfect conditions is the enemy of progress. Successful individuals understand a profound secret. You will never feel 100% ready. The magic happens not in endless planning, but in the decisive moment you choose to launch. Think of a child learning to walk. They don't consult a manual or wait for a seminar. They stand, they wobble, they fall. Each tumble is not a failure. It's a data point, teaching them about balance and momentum. Your own ambitions demand the same raw courage. Start with the resources you possess at this very moment. That business idea, that creative project, that fitness goal. Take one minuscule action today. Action is the antidote to the paralysis of planning. History's great innovators, like Thomas Edison, didn't wait for a fully funded laboratory. He began with curiosity and basic tools, treating each of his thousands of unsuccessful attempts not as defeats, but as discoveries of what doesn't work. When you move before you feel ready, you unlock capabilities you never knew you housed. Readiness is often just fear cleverly disguised as prudence. Your moment is now. Number 2, reframe every setback as essential data. On any meaningful path, obstacles are not possibilities, they are promises. You will face rejection, you will make errors, and things will go awry. The instinct is to retreat, to let the sting of disappointment dictate your next move. But what if you saw each stumble not as a stop sign, but as the most valuable part of the curriculum? Consider learning to ride a bike. Every fall teaches you about weight distribution and steering. Without those painful lessons, mastery is impossible. When you encounter a setback, ask yourself 3 critical questions. What specifically happened? What is the core lesson here? And how will I apply this knowledge moving forward? Abraham Lincoln's political career was a graveyard of lost elections before he reached the presidency. Each loss was a brutal public lesson, yet he studied each one, learning about public sentiment and refining his strategy. Those early defeats weren't the end of his story. They were the rigorous training that forged a leader capable of guiding a nation through its darkest hour. Your current struggles are building the foundation for your future success. Keep a journal of these lessons. You will see your growth written in the ink of your temporary defeats. Number 3, declare your ambitions with conviction. How often have you muted your biggest dreams, whispering them only to yourself for fear of judgment or ridicule? This silence is a dream killer. The language you use to describe your future doesn't just reflect your reality, it actively constructs it. When you state your goals with certainty, your brain accepts the command and begins orchestrating your world to make it true. Contrast the 2 statements, I might try to write a book someday, versus I am writing a book. The first is a fragile wish. The second is a concrete fact in the making. Practice this daily. Stand before a mirror and declare your intentions with unwavering belief. Use I am and I will instead of I hope or maybe. Your words build the world you will inhabit. Amelia Earhart spoke of her transatlantic flight not as a fantasy, but as an inevitability. In an era of immense doubt, her verbal certainty matched her monumental courage. Be selective with whom you share your visions. Surround yourself with those who fan your flames, not those who pour water on them. Your words are seeds. Plant them in the fertile soil of your own belief. Number 4, move forward even when fear is your passenger. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the judgment that something else is more important than being afraid. That racing heart, those trembling hands, they are signals that you are on the verge of something significant. The size of your fear is often proportional to the importance of your dream. Brave people feel the same terror. They simply have a different relationship with it. They acknowledge the feeling, then take the step anyway. Each time you do this, you are not just moving toward a goal, you are building your courage muscle. Think of Rosa Parks. Her fear was real and justified, yet her commitment to justice was greater. That single act of frightened bravery altered the course of history. Don't wait for fear to subside. It likely won't. Take a deep breath, count to 3, and move. The temporary discomfort of fear is far preferable to the lifelong regret of inaction. Number 5, dedicate yourself to daily practice. Mastery is not born in occasional, heroic bursts of effort, but in the quiet, relentless consistency of daily ritual. A small amount of focused practice every day compounds into astounding results over time, far surpassing sporadic, lengthy sessions. Your brain and body thrive on rhythm. Daily repetition builds neural superhighways, making skill execution automatic and fluid. Set a non-negotiable time each day, even just 15 minutes, and protect it. The days you least feel like practicing are the most critical days to show up. Ludwig van Beethoven sat at his piano every morning without fail. His genius was in part a product of this unbreakable discipline. Track your progress visually. A marked calendar creates a chain you won't want to break. Don't wait for motivation. Let discipline be the engine that carries you to mastery. Number 6, curate your inner circle with intention. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. The beliefs, attitudes, and energy of those around you seep into your subconscious, shaping your thoughts and actions. Doubters will infect you with their limitations. Believers will amplify your potential. Seek out those who see the possibility in you, especially when you can't see it yourself. If you aspire to be a writer, join a writers group. If you dream of entrepreneurship, find a community of founders. The Wright brothers, Orville and Wilbur, were a two-man belief system against a world that said flight was impossible. Their mutual faith was the wind beneath their wings. Sometimes protecting your dream means creating distance from those who don't support your growth, even if they are family. Your environment is either lifting you up or holding you down. Choose wisely. Number 7, acknowledge and celebrate every small victory. The journey to a major goal is long. If you only allow yourself to feel successful at the distant finish line, you will burn out long before you arrive. Small wins are the fuel stations on your road to success. Did you practice today? Celebrate. Did you face a fear? Celebrate. Did you learn one new thing? Celebrate. These moments of recognition release dopamine, training your brain to associate effort with reward and building crucial momentum. Keep a win journal to make your progress tangible. Walt Disney celebrated his first successful cartoon character, understanding it was a vital step toward his larger vision. Create simple rituals for different sizes of achievements. Celebration isn't about complacency, it's about refueling for the next leg of the journey. The summit is reached one small, celebrated step at a time. Number 8, outlast everyone else. On every difficult path, there is a point where the majority gives up. This is the moment where winners are truly forged. Persistence isn't a single grand gesture, it's the quiet decision to take one more step when every fiber of your being screams to stop. The landscape clears for those who simply keep going. Most people abandon their quest right before a potential breakthrough, unable to see the success that lies just beyond the current obstacle. When you feel like quitting, That is the time to pause and rest, not to surrender. Revisit your core reasons for starting. Break the overwhelming journey into the next single manageable step. Harriet Tubman didn't make one trip to freedom, she made 19, each fraught with extreme danger. Her relentless persistence in the face of overwhelming odds literally changed lives and altered history. Develop a quitting prevention plan now, while you're clear-headed. List your reasons, your supporters, and your energy-restoring activities. The race is won not by the swift, but by those who refuse to stop running. Number 9. Make clear requests without shame. Many people hint, hope, and obscure their desires, afraid of being a burden or hearing no. But an unclear request is a guaranteed way to get an unclear result. Asking directly is a sign of self-respect and clarity. Know precisely what you want before you ask. Be specific about the help, time, or opportunity you need. Use confident language. I would like your guidance, not, sorry to bother you, but... If the answer is no, receive it gracefully and move on to the next person. The answer is always no if you never ask. Susan B. Anthony didn't politely suggest women's suffrage, she demanded it boldly and unapologetically across decades. Her directness, in the face of constant rejection, was a key driver of historic change. Practice with small asks to build your confidence. Most people are willing to help when they understand what you need clearly. Number 10. Learn from the masters who walked the path before you. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Success leaves clues. Those who have achieved what you desire have already made the mistakes and discovered the strategies that work. Their experience is a shortcut, saving you years of trial and error. Read biographies. Study the habits, routines, and mindsets of those you admire. Benjamin Franklin honed his writing by meticulously copying the work of great authors, absorbing their technique until he developed his own unique voice. Find a mentor. Ask specific, powerful questions like, what was your most instructive failure? Or, what would you do differently if you started today? Don't fear copying what works. Originality can be applied after you've mastered the fundamentals. Their wisdom is a torch to light your path. Number 11. Transform your fear into forward thrust. Fear is not your enemy to be defeated. It is raw energy to be harnessed. That surge of adrenaline before a big moment is your body's way of preparing for peak performance. The goal isn't to feel no fear, but to use its power. Athletes channel pre-race nerves into explosive starts and focused intensity. When fear arises, acknowledge it. I feel fear, and I am proceeding. Then, immediately take a physical step toward your goal. Action transmutes fear from a paralyzing force into a propellant. Helen Keller faced a world of darkness and silence, reasons enough for immense fear. Instead, she channeled that energy into a fierce determination to learn and connect, becoming one of the most courageous figures in history. Create a fear action plan. Let fear be your compass, pointing you toward the experiences that will catalyze your greatest growth. Number 12. Decide swiftly and adapt as you go. The quest for the perfect decision is a trap that paralyzes progress. In the real world, there is no perfect choice, only the best one you can make with the information available. Successful people make good enough decisions quickly and course correct with new data. Set time limits for your choices. Give yourself 5 minutes for small decisions, an hour for medium ones, a day for the biggest. Then act. General George Washington had to make battlefield decisions in moments, not months. His ability to decide and adapt was a key to victory. Understand that most decisions are reversible. A decent decision acted upon now is infinitely better than a perfect decision arrived at too late. Movement creates clarity. Done is better than perfect. Number 13. Focus your energy exclusively on what you can influence. You cannot control the economy, other people's actions, or past events. Worrying about these things is like trying to hold back the wind. It drains you and changes nothing. The most powerful people focus their efforts on their circle of influence. Make 2 lists. On one side, write what you cannot control. On the other, what you can, your effort, your attitude, your preparation, your daily habits. Pour all of your energy into the second list. When an uncontrollable event occurs, focus entirely on your response. Jackie Robinson couldn't control the racist vitriol shouted at him on the baseball diamond, but he could control his performance, his discipline, and his dignified response. That focused control in the face of chaos ultimately broke barriers and transformed a sport. Your power lies not in controlling everything, but in mastering your response to anything. Number 14. Embody the identity of your future self, starting now. Don't wait for external validation to act the part. The person you wish to become already has specific habits, speaks a certain way, and carries themselves with a particular posture. Begin practicing those behaviors today. If you want to be a confident leader, start standing taller, speaking with more assurance, and dressing the part. If you want to be a successful entrepreneur, start networking, learning, and making decisions like one. Your actions shape your identity. Eleanor Roosevelt consciously acted with confidence until it became her natural state. Write a detailed description of your future self, their routines, their values, their speech. Let this document be your guide. You become what you consistently do. Number 15. Treat every failure as critical feedback. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is an integral part of it. Every failed experiment brings a scientist closer to a breakthrough because it definitively reveals what doesn't work. Your failures are not verdicts on your worth. They are data packets containing invaluable information. When you fail, switch from an emotional reaction to a curious investigation. Ask, what did this reveal? What can I learn? How will I adjust? Thank the experience for the lesson, then iterate. Many of the most successful entrepreneurs have a history of failed ventures. It was their education. Keep a failure log. Over time, you will see it not as a record of shame, but as a curriculum of your growth. The person who learns from every setback becomes unstoppable. Failure is simply feedback, guiding you toward your ultimate victory. This is more than a mindset. It's a way of being. If this resonated with you, if you're ready to start acting as if you cannot lose, then show your commitment. Like this video and subscribe to Winds of Thought for more guides to mastering your inner world. The first step to winning is deciding you already have.